Hey everyone, happy holidays and welcome to another discussion day on Understandable English. On discussion days, I choose a topic and give you some vocabulary to practice with. Afterwards, I tell you my opinion or ideas about the topic, and you can tell me yours in the comments down below. As always, I'll help you fix your mistakes. Today's topic is Christmas. But first, let's take a look at some new vocabulary that will help you better understand what I'm going to tell you about Christmas. Number 1, Christmas Eve. This is the day before Christmas, the 24th of December. On Christmas Eve, the kids can never sleep. They are too excited about the Christmas presents they're going to get the next day. Number 2, a wreath. A wreath is a circle or a ring of plants that we use as a decoration for holidays or for Christmas. My brother and I made a wreath out of pine for Christmas. Number 3, a mistletoe. A mistletoe is a hanging decoration. If two people walk under this mistletoe together, they must kiss. It's a tradition. Be careful, there's a mistletoe over there. As always, a full list of the new vocabulary can be found in the comment section down below. So, let's talk about Christmas. Christmas is an extravagant or very fancy holiday with lots of traditions and decorations and things to do. Christmas is full of food and gifts and decorations. It's hard to even count how many different things we have. The reason we celebrate Christmas is due to religion, and Christians are celebrating the birth of the Son of God, Jesus Christ. But there are also many secular or non-religious traditions that we have as well. So I'm going to tell you about both. First off, Christmas is typically associated with winter or snow. You've probably heard the song, "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas." Well, White Christmas is a snowy Christmas, so he's dreaming about a snowy Christmas. I live in the north of the United States, in Wisconsin, and so we have lots of snow typically for Christmas. But many kids who live in the south of the United States, in the more southern states, they always dream about having snow for Christmas. Kids, of course, love Christmas. They have 2 whole weeks of vacation from school. When I was a kid, we would go sledding. That is, we would slide on these plastic things down the hill with the snow. And we would play in the snow, we would build snowmans, have snow fights, and do everything we could possibly do in the snow. We would also help Mom and Dad with the Christmas decorations and cooking and everything we needed to do to get ready for Christmas. We also had lots of fun not doing homework because we had 2 weeks of vacation. Christmas caroling is also a fun tradition that we have. In the evenings, we dress very warmly in all of our snug and cozy clothes, and we go from house to house singing Christmas carols or singing Christmas songs. There is also the tradition that we have a nativity play. That is a play that shows how the scenes of Jesus' birth happened. Typically, we use children as actors because it's very cute and fun, especially if you know all of these kids who are performing in your church nativity play. Sometimes we would even do this at a farm where there was hay and different animals that we could use in the play to show how Jesus' birth happened. Of course, in every Christmas photo you ever see, there are so many beautiful decorations. We typically hang Christmas lights outside of our house to brighten up the mood. This is a wonderful thing because in the dark winters, these Christmas lights really make you feel good and they really brighten the mood around you. We decorate a Christmas tree inside too, which is a lot of fun. We put ornaments or these round type of decorations on our tree. Some of them are handmade, while others are bought from a store. We have a mix of both. As a tradition, we always have a star or an angel at the very top of our Christmas tree. Christmas wreaths are also a very common sight too. These are these rings of plants or fruit or branches that we use to decorate during the holidays. My brothers and I, we were in Boy Scouts, and so we, with these Boy Scouts, made these wreaths to decorate both of our houses and my grandparents' houses. Most people will hang them on their front door, but you can hang them anywhere. We also would make a Christmas wreath for my grandpa's grave. Another fun tradition is the mistletoe decoration. This mistletoe is something that we hang typically in the doorway, and if 2 people happen to walk under it together and they're under the mistletoe together, it means they must kiss. Of course, Kids think this is a crazy thing and they are scared of the mistletoe, but adults like the romantic part of this tradition. We also hang stockings or big socks by the fireplace. On Christmas Eve or Christmas Eve night, right before Christmas, Santa Claus will come and fill these with chocolate. But that is only if you were a good boy or girl. Bad boys and girls get coal in their stockings, and all the kids are afraid of this. So you must behave well all year long so that you get candy at Christmas. My family also had the tradition of a Yule log. This was a small log with some decorations and 4 candles that would come out of it. These 4 candles were for each of the 4 kids that were in our family. We would light these candles every meal that we had during December to put us in the Christmas mood. We still have the same Yule log that my brothers and I and my sister made for the family way back when we were very small. Another crazy tradition that we have is called the ugly Christmas sweater. Some families or even some businesses and companies at work will have contests to see who can come to work or to school or to the party with the ugliest Christmas sweater that they can find. It's a lot of fun, and it's really interesting to see how creative people can be to make their sweaters ugly. Another fun, and as far as I know, unique tradition for us in the United States is the sending of Christmas cards. Every year, typically at the end of November, we send a picture of our family and a short letter about what we did or what we saw, what we achieved in this year, and we send this to all of our friends and extended family. My family will hang all of the Christmas cards that we get from our friends and family on the wall in our house. So you can see how all your friends and family are doing, what they look like this year, whose kids have gotten bigger, and you can read all about what they've done in the past year. Now, what is a holiday without lots of food? Well, as far as my family is concerned, we don't really have a traditional Christmas dinner. We typically have some sort of meat, maybe a roast meat or a ham, but there's nothing that specifically traditional, at least in my family, like we do on Thanksgiving. Our big tradition is Christmas cookies. We make so many Christmas cookies every year with recipes that have been passed down from one generation to the next generation. Every year, my family makes so many cookies that it's hard to eat them all in one season. I feel like we could have cookies for the entire year. It's a fun process making them too. Some people from the family are mixing the dough, some people are cutting the shapes, others are decorating with glaze or with frosting, and it's a whole team process to make these Christmas cookies. Often we have Christmas music or some sort of Christmas film playing in the background. I'm sure you've heard lots of Christmas music before and seen a few Christmas films. There are some classic films like Rudolph. It's an animated film. Or there are some more modern films like Home Alone, which is a popular Christmas film. Many people will argue whether Die Hard is a Christmas film or not. Now you can join the argument as well. What do you think? Now, Christmas always comes on the 25th of December, but Christmas Eve is the day before Christmas, the 24th of December. For us, both of these days are important. Typically, there is some sort of dinner on Christmas Eve, and a lot of people who are more religious will go to church. In my family, on the way home from church after everything was done, typically my dad would point to a radio tower with a flashing red light, and he would say that this is Rudolph. And we would think that, oh, it's the reindeer, it's Santa, we better go home and go to sleep so that we don't miss Santa. There is also a famous website that tracks where Santa is, so kids can watch and see videos of Santa delivering presents and gifts to all the kids around the world. As kids, this was always a fun and exciting entertainment because we couldn't sleep because we were so excited for Christmas to happen the next day. When you wake up in the morning, it's always a magical day. Of course, the kids wake up too early for the parents, sometimes at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and they try to think of creative ways to wake up mom and dad so that they can go look at their presents. Mom and dad already know, and so they're trying their best to sleep even more. For example, my brothers and I used to try to call the phone at home to wake up my parents, but they figured that out, and so they would take all the phones and put them in their room during the night. In the 5th grade, my brother and I decided to make a machine that we could plug into the wall, and it would call our home phone. This is the way that we still woke up our parents after they took all the phones away. But I still remember all those magical Christmas mornings as I'm walking down the stairs and looking for the Christmas tree with all these gifts. It was gifts galore, all over the place. Under the Christmas tree, there were these big presents. I had a big family of 6 people, so we had too many gifts to count. And our stockings are now full of chocolates and sweets, so we could eat them as well. Kids, of course, love gift giving because they get all kinds of fun new toys. But as adults, we also like gift giving. I personally like it because for me, it's a creative game. I get to think about the person that I'm giving the gift to and think, what do they really like? What do they really need? And be creative to try to think of a good and interesting or funny gift for them. In conclusion, Christmas is a massive holiday in the United States, and each person and family celebrates it a little bit differently. So I've told you about Christmas, now you tell me. If you celebrate Christmas, what are the main differences between your Christmas and my Christmas? Do you have any holidays that are similar to the American Christmas? What tradition do you think is the most interesting? Why? Don't forget to write your answers to the questions in the comments below. And as always, I'll help you fix your mistakes. The new vocabulary, like always, can be found in the comments down below this video. If you learned something new, please press like, subscribe, and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Toodles!